I was like, oh my God, not me not hating a Call Her Daddy episode.
Everything we're going to show you today, you should be intimately familiar with.
That facelift is so good. It's actually like scary. Kim was actually asked about a rumor that she's had a facelift.
That's insane. I would absolutely.
About the rumor that her and Travis Barker have hooked up.
Kourtney and I are like this. We are so close.
Does Kourtney know that?
And I hate you.
I think Kourtney's mad at me.
Bye.
Kourtney never has anything nice to say these days.
Looks like Kourtney's back on her hater-ish. You know who else is making an appearance in the new season of the Kardashians? Caitlyn Jenner.
I'm about to lose my...
Oh my God. We had lots of different mixed emotions.
Someone close to her put a hit out on her live.
I am terrified out of my mind.
Insane. It's getting juicy.
I wanted to get into acting because, well, I thought, why not?
You know, she was given something really fun to do with that character and it was flat. It fell flat.
You've earned this. And even if you haven't, I have.
It was not great. So I'm not entirely optimistic for Kim's performance in this new show. And it looks like this character is going to ask a lot more of Kim than the character she played in American Horror Story. So I'm really curious to see those acting chops, Kim. You may have the nepotism and the power and the connections to be able to be an actress, but do you have the skill? Do you have the talent?
I didn't really know what it took or what it entailed.
The topic is with regards to Kim's 12-year-old daughter, Northwest, and all the backlash that Kim received for letting her daughter walk out in this outfit.
All the kids are like wearing the same things, but then my daughter tries to wear it.
Anyway, in that documentary, we see Kanye having manic episodes and yelling. So we definitely got a little peek behind the curtain into what Kim was dealing with, and it looks like it was really difficult.
That's just not normal.
It makes it really hard to continue on in a relationship.
I was really, really shocked to learn that Kanye had... Hey, what's up you guys, it's me Luke and welcome back to another video, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I post commentary, reaction, and deep dive videos on movies, TV shows, and reality TV with a bit of pop culture sprinkled in between. So if any of that sounds interesting to you and you enjoy this video, please check out my channel and consider subscribing. Alrighty guys, so if you've been on my channel for a while, it's no secret that my guilty pleasure is the Kardashians.
You don't really act, you don't sing, you don't dance, you don't have any, forgive me, any talent.
But we're still entertaining people.
And lucky us, we don't have to sing, dance, we get to just
that
live
all
our
the
lives,
time.
and hey, we made it.
But if you're new to the channel, I've been watching the Kardashians since I was a kid with their OG show on E! Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and all of its various spin-offs. And back in 2022, when they started their new show, The Kardashians with Hulu, I started reacting to it on my channel and have been doing it ever since. I've literally made like upwards of 40 videos on the show at this point.
Get your ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. You
That's
have to,
so true.
And I know that they're problematic and do questionable things, and I counteract me watching their shows and consuming their content by making videos about their show and critiquing the things that they do. So I feel like it's okay that they're my guilty pleasure because I hold them accountable.
Like, no one cares. You don't get an award because
Even people that aren't my guilty pleasure, I hold accountable. In my previous video covering the Charli XCX feud, I had some negative things and critical things to say about Taylor Swift, even though she's my fave. Although they didn't stop everyone from calling me biased. If you haven't checked out that video, were people mad at me in the comments down below, even though I literally said that I was biased at the beginning of the video. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Today's video is not my regular reactions to the Kardashians reality show. It's more of a update video, I guess. Kim Kardashian recently did an interview with Alex Cooper on Call Her Daddy. Side note, I really do not like Alex Cooper or the Call Her Daddy podcast. I liked the podcast when it first started, where it was just like two besties talking about sex and it was fun. And now it's just evolved into Alex Cooper doing celebrity interviews when she has no journalism experience, no experience interviewing celebrities. She is such a bad interviewer. She asks such boring questions.
I'm a journalist and a pop culture commentator, and today I am going to be giving some free interview advice to the worst interviewer in media right now, the father of the dead gang, Alex Cooper.
What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father. Today's topic is when to put a finger in. Our guest today is Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas.
What was going through your head? Okay, obsessed. I'm obsessed with you. Next question. So your dad wasn't really there for you as a child. So you had a really traumatic childhood. Okay, obsessed. Moving on.
But anyway, there's plenty of videos and think pieces about Alex Cooper and her bad interviewing skills out there on the internet, so I won't get into that too much. But the way that I'm going to structure this video is by going through all of Kim's answers and recapping the tea that she spilled, or the drama that she exposed, or just the questions that she answered throughout the podcast episode. She touched on a lot of interesting topics that are relevant to the Kardashians reality show that we cover on my channel, so a lot of these things we've discussed. My most recent Kardashian video was covering the controversy around Northwest, Kim's alleged 11 or 12-year-old daughter, who Kim's been criticized for letting her wear really inappropriate outfits, but Kim directly addresses all of that backlash. She also addresses some rumors regarding her relationship with Kourtney, her mom Kris's relationship with Cory Gamble, some stuff to do with her ex-stepdad Caitlyn Jenner, her brother Robert Kardashian's disappearance from the media, where she's up to with her law degree and becoming a lawyer and what she wants to do next. She talks about her dating life, her ex Pete Davidson, what she wants now for her romantic future. She also talks about her acting career, how she got into it. Of course, we know 2 years ago she starred in Ryan Murphy's American Horror Story Delicate alongside Emma Roberts and Cara Delevingne, and now she's the lead of her own show created by Ryan Murphy titled All's Fair, among some huge names in the acting world like Glenn Close, Naomi Watts, Niecy Nash, and Sarah Paulson. So I really want to unpack this show and what it's all going to be about, because we've had a couple of trailers that I've dissected. Speaking of trailers, we're also going to dissect the season 7 Kardashian trailer. Looks like there's going to be a lot of juicy morsels in this upcoming season, so I'm excited to discuss that. But the most shocking topic that Kim discusses in the interview is her relationship and divorce with her ex-husband and father of her 4 children, and of course famous controversial rapper Kanye West, aka Ye. I don't really know what he's going by now, but Kim addresses some rumors and misconceptions the internet has about her and Kanye and their co-parenting relationship and where he stands with her kids. She also gives an insight into the breakdown of their marriage, some really shocking stuff that she revealed. So as you can tell, there was a lot that was covered in this Call Her Daddy interview with Kim, and a lot that I want to discuss in this video. So stick around as we get into all the Kardashian mess, because I'm about to dive in to this tea. Alrighty guys, before we get into this video, I just want to tell you the journey that I had to get here, because this video is cursed. You may have noticed that I have this scab or cut on my face here, and this was only the beginning of a horrible day that I was having yesterday when I was going to originally film this video. So the day before, I'd planned that I was going to make this video. I'd purposely not watched any of the All's Fair trailers or the new Kardashians trailer or Kylie Jenner's new music video or ad for her King Kylie return, and I had all these videos that I was going to react to for you guys, give you my first impressions and discuss them and dissect. So this was going to be a completely different video to what I'm filming today. But I go and get ready to film, I go to shave my face, and I never cut myself when I shave. But lo and behold, I managed to tug on the skin next to my mouth. It literally was like 4 slices. So not a great start to the day, and it burnt so much it would not stop bleeding, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to cover it up to film. I was like, what am I gonna do? I ended up just putting a pimple patch on it and was like, I'm gonna get on with the day. So then I go and set up all of my filming equipment, and my laptop falls on the ground and breaks. The screen is like all glitchy and messed up. My MacBook that I mean, granted, I've had it for a couple years, but that shit's expensive. I was like, what the hell? Luckily, I was able to borrow my boyfriend's MacBook, so I'm still, you know, in commission at the moment. And then to make matters worse, I film for an hour and a half, and I'm like having fun. I'm reacting to all these things. I'm like, oh my god, this video is so good. Like, this is gonna be such a great video. And then I go to import the footage into my computer, and it's all out of focus, all completely blurry. I was so devastated. I had such a horrible day, and I was just like, you know what? This video is cursed. I'm not doing it anymore. I give up. Like, because I can't refilm my reactions because I've already reacted to it. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be a genuine reaction. I'd be faking it, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be disingenuous. So it was just such a nightmare of a day, and a bunch of other stuff happened that I won't bore you with, but holy shit, I had such a bad day. But I guess it was a blessing in disguise, because then last night when I'm at my absolute low, Alex Cooper releases a Call Her Daddy episode with Kim Kardashian. And I listened to it not expecting much, because I'd listened to Khloe Kardashian's episode on Call Her Daddy and there was nothing interesting revealed. So I was expecting nothing from this. Lo and behold, Kim was so open, so vulnerable. She answered so many questions that I was like, oh my god, not me not hating a Call Her Daddy episode. So then I was like, you know what? I'm reinvigorated. I can still make this video. We're going to discuss everything that happens in the podcast, and then I'll just recap everything that happens in those trailers and dissect it now that I can't do, you know, a reaction to it. But anyway, that's my long-winded story about how I got here to making this video. So let's just get into it. So the podcast episode started off with Alex asking Kim some pretty easy questions, some throwbacks to her original show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, some iconic moments. She asked Kim if she still has the selfies that she took from when she was taking photos when Khloe was going to jail for her DUI.
Your sister's going to jail. Have a little compassion.
Kim, would you stop taking pictures of yourself? Your sister's going to jail.
Here, Kim, this one.
I feel like I'm gonna barf. Good, throw up.
And Kim says she does still have the selfies. In fact, she has everything from every phone she's ever had and everyone she's ever had in her life. She keeps all of the folders on hard drive. She like documents everything.
Every event.
Every ex-boyfriend.
everything.
Kind of have to
I've
keep
saved everything.
Which I think is really cool and also interesting. I wonder if she's got some receipts on people. You know, if somebody stole those hard drives, you can't hack into a hard drive, but there is probably some juice on there. But of course, she mainly just said like, no, like it's all positive stuff. It's all memories, whatever. So I thought that was a little interesting. Kim also talked about how when she got x-rays of her butt on the show because she was getting accused of having butt implants because she naturally had a big butt. And she's like, oh my God, that's so crazy.
There are so many rumors that I have butt implants and I'm so tired of them. So I really just want to get like a butt x-ray so I can show the whole world.
Or just like feel her ass up and see if it's, like you'll know if you're a doctor to see if it's real.
No implant. This is
Shocker.
Kim.
I mean, later on, you know, BBLs wouldn't show up on an x-ray anyway. Alex also asked Kim if she ever got the diamond earring back that she dropped in the ocean at Bora Bora. You remember when Kim got thrown into the ocean at Bora Bora by her then fiance Chris Humphries and her diamond earring came off?
My earring's gone!
Are you
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry, my diamond earring!
And Alex was like, who's the one who was giving you shit? And Kim was like, it was Kourtney. It's always Kourtney. So I think it's funny that she threw a little shade to Kourtney there.
And I forget which sister was like giving you shit.
Kourtney. It's always Kourtney.
My diamond earring came off in the ocean and it's gone. And there's people that are dying.
I just told you
Anyone would be annoyed. I work really hard.
But Kim does say that Kylie dove to the bottom of the ocean and found the earring for her. And she was mainly just devastated because it was like her most expensive purchase at the time and it wasn't insured. So cute little stories. I'm actually doing a reaction series to the original show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, on my Patreon, if you didn't know.
Why did you make a sex tape?
Because I was horny and I felt like it.
I love the honesty.
When I first heard about Kim's tape, as her mother, I wanted to kill her. But as her manager, I knew that I had a job to do, and I really just wanted her to move past it.
Okay, I am not going to be around when I'm not wanted, Chloe.
Are you f***ing joking? You cannot leave?
Oh, did she just kick him in the balls?
I can't keep up with these girls. There are like 3 of them. They're all over the place.
Ashley Page is insane. I'm ready to shove a taco up her ass.
That's the difference between...
So definitely check that out if you're curious because it has been a lot of fun. Speaking of Kourtney though, Kim addressed the misconception that a lot of the public has that her and Kourtney don't get along. Kim says that it couldn't be further from the truth because her and Kourtney are like this. They're so close.
Kourtney and I are like this. We are so close. And we've always been so close.
And everyone on the internet was like, does Kourtney know that? Especially because we've seen some pretty gnarly fights from Kourtney and Kim over the years.
I will literally don't ever come at me like that. Don't, I swear to God, I'll punch you in your face. So do it. Hey, stop!
And also, Kourtney is very critical of Kim. I'm seeing this in my rewatch of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She does not have a lot of nice things to say about Kim.
Just to cover her jiggly ass when we're walking around.
She doesn't have a jiggly ass.
Kourtney is such a hater. And then how can we forget season 3 of the Kardashians, the whole Dolce Gabbana extravaganza situation? Like, she literally copied my wedding. She doesn't even have the Dolce da Vita lifestyle. She's mad about the Dolce thing, like that whole situation.
And it takes precedence over hurting your sister. It's just legit copying my wedding.
Is it really that serious?
She's saying every one of her friends, but she doesn't have any friends.
Oh my God, Kim.
I don't give a shit.
I know. I would just hope everyone's happy for everyone.
Totally.
Yeah.
I would hope.
Yeah. I just try to stay really neutral.
I see both sides. See both sides.
She always tries to hate on the side. She's such a hater.
Jealous bitch.
To Kim and Dolce & Gabbana. To Kourtney.
Oh, that is shady boots galore.
It's all gonna come out on the show. This is our therapy.
Or maybe y'all should go to actual therapy. But what Kim says is that she thinks that a lot of people think that her and Kourtney don't get along because they don't get to see their resolve or the moments in between.
They just see us like fighting and then they drag it on for months and we're like hanging out and we'll be good.
And to that I say, well, you could show that. You guys are producers on your reality show and you also have editing power.
You're like adding it into a fight to like have a side, like it's you and my friends and my kids and everyone against me. It's like you're just a witch and I hate you.
Okay.
I'm actually so repulsed by this conversation. Kim, if you're a producer on the show and you get to watch back the edits, I don't know why you left this in because this does not make you look good. So I think they keep in the drama between Kourtney and Kim because they know they don't really have much else conflict within the show now that everyone is a lot more chilled than they used to be on Keeping Up. So they need it for their ratings. With regards to Kourtney though, I thought it was interesting that Alex asked Kim about the rumor that her and Travis Barker have hooked up because of his memoir. If you don't remember or you don't know, I've discussed this in previous previous videos. But Travis Barker, who's obviously now Kourtney Kardashian's husband and father of their new child, Rocky 13. Saw someone the other day say that sounds like the sequel name of a movie. But anyway, he wrote in his memoir years back before he was with Kourtney that he used to have a crush on Kim. I think they had gone out on a date and it didn't really work out or anything. And people just point out how crazy it is that he had a crush on Kim and then went on to marry her sister. But Kim denies that they ever hooked up.
I never have, and that really sucks that has gone on.
And she said she didn't even know Travis was going to write that in his book. And she says back in the day when she first met Travis, he was actually dating Paris Hilton, who of course Kim is close with. But she says Kourtney was around during that time too, and Kourtney and Travis were neighbors for like 10 years, so nothing has ever happened between them. So I thought it was interesting that she, brought that up. Also on Kourtney, I don't know if you guys saw this floating around on Twitter. Not even floating, it was everywhere. This trashy gossip magazine called FTD News, I've never even heard of them, posted this picture of Kourtney looking a little rough, but the caption is so mean. They said Kourtney Kardashian seen looking old and miserable in public. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But then I went on her Instagram because I was like, oh, Kourtney doesn't usually look like this. And I went on Instagram and I found a photo with like the same hair that she posted like around the same time. And I'm like, okay, well, they be heavily editing those Instagram pictures if this is what she really looks like. But at the same time, who cares? Like, she's 46 years old. If she wants to age naturally, that's great. She's probably tired. She's got like a baby. So I thought it was kind of nasty, but I thought I'd bring it up just in case you saw it because I thought that was savage and ridiculous. Another rumor that Kim dispelled is the rumor that her mom, Kris Jenner, and her partner, Cory Gamble, have broken up. I saw this floating around for months where Kris and Cory had kind of an awkward moment at the Bezos wedding and it was caught and people were like, ooh, what's going on between them? Like, it looks like they're not getting along. And then there was all these like gossip magazines and drama channels talking about how Kris wanted to break up with Cory, but she was trying to like force him to break up with her so she didn't have to give him any money, even though they're not actually married. But like Cory's been with her for so long that he feels like he deserves some compensation, and like Kris doesn't want to be with him anymore, blah, blah, blah. I don't know where these came from, but I do remember seeing them. And when asked about these rumors, Kim says that she thinks it's so strange. She doesn't know where it came from, but like Kris and Cory are completely fine and happy together. They're definitely not broken up or breaking up. So I think that was interesting that she squashed that beef. Speaking of Kris, have you guys seen her facelift? It is crazy. That facelift is so good. It's actually like scary. Like, she's turning 70 in a month and she looks like she's damn near 50 or 45. It's honestly crazy what money can buy, but also kind of weird. Like, is she just gonna keep looking closer and closer to the age of her daughters until she just looks like another sister? I don't know. Let me know what you think about facelifts. Kim was actually asked about a rumor that she's had a facelift, but Kim says no, she's never had.
That's insane. I would absolutely love to show it off if I did.
She's like, do people even get them at my age? And it's like, come on. There's like 25-year-olds getting facelifts. It's ridiculous. Throwing it back to the OG show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Alex asked Kim, with her family having shown so much of their lives in a reality show, what was the most difficult thing for her to navigate? And I thought Kim's answer was really interesting. She says that it was probably when they did all the special episodes and also just dealt with Caitlyn Jenner coming out as transgender and everything that they meant for their family. They didn't know that much about the trans experience at the time, and they didn't want to offend Caitlyn or offend the trans community, but they were also having their own struggles with it. Like, Khloe really struggled with it. Kendall and Kylie like confused about whether or not they were losing their dad. Her mom was going through a divorce. It was just interesting to hear about how that was like a really difficult thing to navigate.
My mom didn't know how to handle it. Imagine Kendall and Kylie are like losing their father in their mind. And at that time, Caitlyn wasn't very open with us about her transition and just kind of came out with it. So we had lots of different mixed emotions.
And yeah, those episodes from Keeping Up, I remember, were really tricky, especially was at a time where there wasn't as much knowledge about trans people, and at least on like a wider scale, like there is now. And also she says that Caitlyn was being very tight-lipped at the time, like not really being open. So it was just a difficult thing to navigate.
When do we start referring to you as her?
You will see me and you will know.
Okay, so as of now, when we see Bruce, you're just Dad Bruce.
Yeah, Dad Bruce. I'm always going to be your dad.
With regards to Caitlyn, though, when Kim was asked about the new season of her reality show, The Kardashians with Hulu, she was asked if they were going to see any new appearances, and Kim mentioned that her brother, Rob Kardashian, who's been, out of the public light for a really long time now, is going to make an appearance on the show. I remember in like one of my previous Kardashian videos, I'd mentioned that Khloe on her podcast actually called her brother and asked him why he didn't do reality shows anymore or didn't want to be on camera, and he basically just said it's not something that he's comfortable with. And we've known that he's mentioned at other points that ever since he gained a bunch of weight, he doesn't feel confident being on camera. Had that. So he obviously struggles with his body image, but he's actually gonna make an appearance in the new season.
Some familiar faces are back.
Is Bob here? Bobby?
Oh my God.
And I don't know why people are clamoring so much for him to be on the show anyway. I really only care about the sisters, so. But he's there if you're curious. You know who else is making an appearance in the new season of the Kardashians? Caitlyn Jenner.
I'm about to lose my
Yes, Kim confirms that, and we see in the trailer that Kendall is saying in her interview that she doesn't think it's fair that her dad doesn't get invited to family events. I disagree with this. Like, Kris is divorced from Caitlyn, and if she doesn't want Caitlyn around, I don't think she needs to. Like, if Kendall and Kylie want to be around their dad, then they can very well do that. They're grown adults. But either way, Caitlyn's making her way on the show, and I am really excited to see her and Kris interact because we haven't seen that happen in such a long time, and there was a lot of issues with Caitlyn and the things she was saying when she came out and the negative things she was saying about Kris and her documentary and her I Am Kate.
All through the book, Kris knew. Kris knew before I even made love to her. I'm like, what?
Because it wasn't true. No, that's just,
My feelings don't matter anymore. It's not a part
Don't
of...
play the martyr.
No, I'm not. They
Don't
just
play
don't.
the martyr. You don't feel, oh, poor Kris, my feelings don't matter
I'm
anymore.
not old poor
That's
Kris.
BS.
And I also just think Caitlyn Jenner is a polarizing person in general. She's trans, but she's also conservative, MAGA, right-wing. She also hit someone with her car, you nasty person. So she's going to make an appearance in the new season of the Kardashians. So I think that's kind of interesting. While we're on the topic of the Kardashians and the new season, like I said, I reacted to the trailer. Of course, that footage will now never be seen. So I'm just going to break down what we have in store for the new season. So in the beginning of the trailer, we see that we're going to be following Kim along her journey, going to court, where the men who robbed her at gunpoint in her Paris hotel back in, I want to say 2016 it was. But I'm sure you guys know the story about when Kim was tied up in Paris in a hotel at gunpoint and all these men stole a bunch of her diamonds and everything. So they have narrowed down who the men are, and Kim flies to Paris for this court case, and she's wearing a bunch of diamonds, kind of like a slap in their face. So I think that'll be interesting to watch. We then have Kylie in this yellow dress, which, because I did a roasting influencer celebrity Coachella outfits this year video, I recognize this dress as the outfit she wore to her Sprinter 818 event at Coachella. So I think we're going to be following Kendall and Kylie to Coachella, so that'll be fun. Kourtney and Travis are still traveling around the world. I'm not sure if that's for Blink 182 or for other reasons, but we're going to go and follow them. And they're still blurring baby Rocky's face, so I don't know when they'll stop doing that, but I mean, that's fine. That's their choice. We then have Khloe and Kourtney kind of getting into an argument. It's not really clear what their beef is about.
I think Kourtney's mad at me. Kourtney never has anything nice to say these days.
So looks like Kourtney's back on her hater-ish. We had Kourtney and Kim fighting in season 3 with the Dolce & Gabbana situation. Then we had Kim and Khloe fighting in season 5 with the whole like mom shaming situation. Now looks like we're gonna have Kourtney and Khloe in season 7. So I am curious about what it's about, but I'm not expecting anything huge because their fights just aren't as big and catastrophic like they were on the OG show. Then in the trailer, it looks like we're gonna be seeing a lot of Kim's behind the scenes working on her new show, All's Fair. We get to see all the actresses go to Kris's house for some martinis, and it looks like we're going to be on set with Kim too. This I am very excited about because I really enjoyed in season 4 getting to see Kim on set for American Horror Story, so I'm excited about that. And I also love this cast, so I'm excited to see her interact with. Then in kind of a strange turn of events, Kim in the trailer talks about how someone close to her put a hit out on her live. So that is insane. That's crazy. That's going to be so interesting to witness. I'm surprised they're even sharing that on the show. Kylie then talks about how she heard footsteps coming towards her room. So I don't know if someone broke into her house, question mark.
I am terrified out of my mind. I'm happy it's over.
It's getting juicy. Then a little bit about how Kris is on some health journey. Okay, whatever. I really don't care about Kris's health, with all due respect. Like, I hope she's healthy, but that's as much as I want to hear about it. We then have the Kardashians and Jenners go to the iconic house that Kris lived in for most of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. You'll recognize it if you ever watched the show, with like the staircase and like the black and white tiled floors. This house is so iconic, and looks like Kris has owned it this whole time, but she's selling it now. So the family is all going to the house to like commemorate and think about their memories. It's especially emotional for Kendall and Kylie, who like grew up in that house as teenagers and had a lot of their memories in there. So I think that'll be really interesting. And it looks like at this house, because I recognize this dining room, is where Caitlyn will be coming, because Caitlyn also lived in this house when she was with Kris as Bruce. So that'll be really interesting. I'm like really curious about Caitlyn and Kris interacting and all that. But yeah, that's what it looks like we're in store for the next season of the Kardashians. Actually looks really juicy, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, obviously they can bluff us with the trailer. They can make it look better than it actually actually is like they've done in the past, but it looks good. It looks good, I'm not gonna lie. I am really, really upset that I wasn't able to catch up in time. They always announce it within like 4 weeks before it comes out. It's coming out next week. So I feel like there was just no way I would have caught up. I'm not even halfway through season 6 at the moment. I think we're up to season 6, episode 4. If you don't know, I post my extended reactions on Patreon, so you can check those out, or I post the cut down versions here on YouTube. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be caught up just yet with season 7, but once I finish season 6, I won't take a break and I'll go through with season 7. I think I'll be posting a lot over the Christmas time, and yeah, that'll be fun. And then I'm actually going to be in real time for season 8. I'm so excited. I felt like I wanted to be in real time so much. I just think it'll be much more fun and interesting, and I think I'll be able to get more people to watch those videos because it'll be more topical. I just feel so behind, you know? But anyway, that's enough of that when it comes to the new show. Let me know, are you going to be watching it? Are you going to be waiting for my videos? Either is okay. I'm just curious if you guys are excited and you think this season's going to be better. Then in the podcast, Alex gets into Kim's new show, All's Fair, created by Ryan Murphy. This new show that Kim's been working on for a while that's coming out in November, where she plays a divorce attorney and she owns an all-woman law firm.
Wow, it's you. Right this way. You're the best divorce lawyers in town. Deep breath. Tell us your story.
And she asked Kim how she got into that, and Kim says that she was presented with a unique opportunity a couple years back by Ryan Murphy, who had this role that he thought would be perfect for her, where she played like a manager of an actress, and that was an American Horror Story.
So I decided I'm gonna do a TV show.
American Horror Story.
American Horror Story. That's amazing. Isn't that crazy? I'm very nervous because I'm just like not an actress, you know? Yeah, but you really are.
I wanted to get into acting because, well, I was presented with a unique opportunity from Ryan Murphy. Thought, I mean, why not? This is so crazy.
That character of Siobhan that Kim played in that season, I will say Kim being in that season was the only reason I even watched that season, because American Horror Story has really fallen off and Ryan Murphy needs to end that show because it's honestly sacrilegious what he's been doing with it. So I do think Ryan Murphy's kind of using Kim as like a marketing tactic, because he's got some pretty iconic shows, but his like popularity has kind of declined. Of course, he had American Horror Story that is somehow still ongoing. Glee, which was a great show. He's doing the Monster Show now, so it's not like he's not popular, but I do think that Kim helped breathe a bit of life back into his American Horror Story show that was kind of dying, or at least get people to watch. But I watched it because Kim was in it, and she was not good.
If you don't love this, I'm gonna commit literal murder suing.
You know how hard my staff has worked for you? How many blowjobs were collectively given for you to even be considered? I mean, Derek's jaw may never recover.
You've earned this. And even if you haven't, I have.
Okay, she took me out of it. Her acting compared to Emma Roberts, who I love. You guys know I love Emma Roberts. If you've seen my Scream Queen series, my Wild Child video, my Aquamarine video, you know I love Emma Roberts. So no tea, no shade to her. But she's not like the most amazing actress ever, but she's good. But Kim up against her, give Emma Roberts an Oscar, because that is how wooden and unnatural Kim's performance was. And she said that she was channeling her inner Kris Jenner. We know because we saw the behind the scenes of Kim prepping for the show, where she was doing like acting classes or having an acting coach through like Zoom. And she was practicing her lines, and we got to see her be on set. We saw all of that in the reality show. Still don't know if it's the same thing as like being a professionally trained actor. Like there's the whole nepotism conversation that we can be having here. But with regards to like what Kim actually did with her character, it was not good. Even Kris Jenner had more life than that.
I love you.
Ew, no you don't.
I do.
That's pathetic. I already came over here for dinner with you, as if we're like a couple. And now I have to listen to you talk? That's way too much to ask of me.
You know, she was given something really fun to do with that character, and it was flat. It fell flat. It was not great. So I'm not entirely optimistic for Kim's performance in this new show.
And then once I did American Horror Story, he was like, can we do the series? And I was just like, okay. I didn't really know what it took or what it entailed.
And when I watched the trailer, I thought it was a really well done trailer. I thought that the show, first of all, the concept of like following an all women's law firm, and they're helping women with these messy, high profile divorces. And it's going to be like a critique on men and a critique on marriage and a critique on patriarchy. And it looks really dramatic. It looks like all the women have their own personal issues going on. And it also looks like it's going to be really fun, because Sarah Paulson's character is like the rival to Kim Kardashian's character. And she's constantly like throwing jabs at her in the trailer.
Before you comment on my new appearance, please know that this look is mine. Nothing more than next Halloween's costume, where I will be dressing as a whore lawyer.
So that looks like it's going to be really funny to watch. It also looks very scandalous. It looks like all of these women within the law firm have their own issues going on within their personal lives. Kim's character specifically, you know, it's indicated to us that she's struggling with her fertility and she's going through IVF. We see her injecting herself with hormones. Her partner, she looks like she's also in a toxic relationship with the marriage is crumbling. And Kim's character's husband hires Sarah Paulson as his divorce lawyer to try and get everything out of Kim. It looks like this character is going to ask a lot more of Kim than the character she played in American Horror Story. So I'm really curious to see those acting chops, Kim. You may have the nepotism and the power and the connections to be able to be an actress, but do you have the skill? Do you have the talent? When I watched the All's Fair trailer, I was impressed. I think it looks like it's going to be a great show. However, I was not really impressed with Kim's acting or line delivery that we saw in the trailer.
What do you ladies think you could possibly hit me with that I haven't seen before?
You're right. Everything we're going to show you today, you should be intimately familiar with.
Now, of course, it's too soon to judge whether or not her acting is going to be good or bad because I haven't watched the show. It's not out yet. But based on American Horror Story and the little tidbits we saw in the trailer, I don't think it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to be good. Once again, I think it's a marketing thing. I think Ryan Murphy created this character or even the show for Kim. And we know that because we saw the behind the scenes of that in season 5 of The Kardashians, where he literally came to Kris Jenner's house and spoke to Kim about how he had this idea for the show and he wants to create it for her.
This week is the premiere of American Horror Story.
You were really, really good, to the point that they called me like, do you think Kim would want to do her own show?
Oh.
It's a really good idea. So Kim is the world's best, most expensive divorce lawyer.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
And she has her own firm.
I know I don't need to add another thing to my schedule
Just
or
shut
another
up and
TV
do it.
show, but I love the challenge.
And I get why he's doing this because once again, like Kim Kardashian marketing, like there's a lot of people who will watch her. She's got a big audience, but also because Kim's life kind of mirrors this character, I guess. You know, she has had 3 divorces. So Lord knows she knows a lot about divorces and having a divorce lawyer. She's also studying to be a lawyer. So she's in that world too. So I think the character fits to Kim and I can see why Ryan would want to, you know, make this character for her. Just like how his character in American Horror Story was based off of like Kim being like Kris Jenner, like a momager, like that kind of vibe. So I can see why she's being given these roles, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to look good for her. Already her acting looked really bad up against Emma Roberts, who, like I said, I love, but is not like the most amazing actress. Now in All's Fair, she's going to be up against these really renowned actresses like Glenn Close, Niecy Nash, Sarah Paulson, Naomi Watts. Like, I'm fearful. But you know what? I will give her the benefit of the doubt and I will be watching that show. I'm not sure if I'm going to react to it on the Patreon or not. Stay tuned. I'll let you know. But I'm going to be watching that show and I hope that Kim does a good job because it looks really good. And I'm curious to see the behind the scenes on season 7. But yeah, I don't know. This whole like Kim becoming an actress thing, it's interesting, isn't it? Like she's already got the successful, you know, clothing brand with Skims. She's now collaborating with Skims and Nike. She's coming out with Skims Beauty. She's obviously got her reality show. She's got all of her other appearances that she does. She's studying law. She has done the bar, so she could be a lawyer very soon. Like girly is busy. Like she's got so much on her plate and now she's getting into the acting industry.
How do you have time to do all this?
I am like the best at time management. That's my thing.
But basically, that's all Kim said. She just said she's honored to be working with these women. You know, working on set is a lot of hours. She has like 16-hour days and she's taking it very seriously because she's, you know, surrounded by so many talented people. I'm not sure if she will do projects outside of Ryan Murphy or not. You know, it's interesting seeing her in this traditional media space, especially when everybody back in the day, like the whole thing about the Kardashians is they have no talent. And you know what? I can't completely disprove that or dispel that because I have yet to see talented acting skills from Kim Kardashian. But I will be there when All's Fair comes out and I will let you guys know what I think, whether it's on YouTube or Patreon. I don't really know, copyright and all that. I gotta let you know. Let me know if you guys are gonna be watching All's Fair. Are you tuning in? What do you think about Kim becoming an actress? I'm questioning it. But I will be there.
It's so fun to try new things. And I figured if I didn't like it, like, it is what it is, you know, but I love it. And it's so fun challenging myself.
Guys, speaking of Ryan Murphy and all of his shows, I did want to let you know that my Scream Queen series that I started last year in Halloween, covering of Ryan Murphy's iconic canceled show from 2015, is coming back.
I love a creepy collage.
Happy Halloween, queens. Who's ready to get their scream on? But if you haven't checked out those videos, I highly recommend you check them out. Or if you have watched some of them but not others, definitely catch up or just rewatch them if you want, because I'm bringing it back for October. I'm going to be posting 2 videos this month in my deep dive recap series of Scream Queens to finish off the first season to celebrate Halloween. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know about that. I'll link the playlist down below if you want to go watch all the previous videos. And yeah, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and have the post notifications bell if you're curious to watch those 2 videos when they come out for spooky month. Hi, Kappa Queens.
Holy Mother of God, what is this?
Ready to get your stream on?
No way, no freaking way!
This is my audition for Chanel number 7.
You can't make a pledge a Chanel.
What do you want me to do? 2 Chanels are dead. I need Chanels and I'm running out of minions.
Alrighty, our next topic is with regards to Kim's oldest daughter, her 12-year-old daughter, Northwest, and all the backlash that Kim received for letting her daughter walk out in the streets of their trip in Italy and be paparazzi'd in this outfit. We discussed this in my previous Kardashian video. You know, North has a lot of makeup on for a 12-year-old girl. She's got this long blue wig on. She's wearing a corset top with a lot of cleavage and a really short skirt, and she also has a dermal piercing. Crazy work, right? So Kim addressed the backlash that she received for this, and she basically said that she wished that people gave her more grace, because any mom of a teen or a preteen knows what it's like when your child is growing up and experimenting with their style and, you know, their identity and trying to find themselves. And she says that other kids can wear something like what North wore and there's no issue, but when her daughter does it, there is.
And she's, you know, usually a girl that dresses like a tomboy most of the time, and she wanted to try something that her friends were wearing. And I'm like, okay, we're never wearing that again. Unfortunately, we made that mistake in front of the whole world. As a mom, you're kind of like learning at the same time.
You know, as a mom, she's learning every day. This was her first child to reach those preteen, teen years. And that's a fair response. You know, I do think, you know, if you want to let North dress like this because she's interested in this style, that's fine, I guess, but maybe do it in private. Don't do it on the streets of Milan where you know she's going to get paparazzi'd. I just think weird and inappropriate. And when Kim was talking about North's appearance, she was focusing on the things that people weren't even focusing on when it comes to the backlash. She kept talking about North's hair, and I never really saw that many people have issues with North having blue hair.
Like, she does listen to me, but in other areas, I'm like, babe, if you want blue hair, like, it is what it is. It makes her so happy. I would never take that creative away from her.
The issues was with the cleavage and the corset and the dermal piercing, which Kim never really directly addressed. She just focused on the blue hair and North's makeup. And when it comes to the makeup, all she said was that North really loves makeup and she does special effects makeup, and her friends come over every weekend and they do makeup and post TikToks and then take all the makeup off. And when it comes to her wanting to wear makeup more, Kim said that North said to her, you know, that she's watched her mother get her makeup done all these years and she's around it all the time, and why can't she do her makeup too? And Kim's like, yeah, you know, sure, like if you want to wear a bit of gloss and have an eyebrow slit, then, you know, why not?
She's like, it's just me, like, trying things, and like, I've seen you do it like your whole life, like I've grown up with it, why can't I try it? So I'm like, you know what, okay. Like, beautiful. Yeah.
And I guess that's okay. I mean, I remember when my sisters were younger, at that age, they wanted to start wearing makeup. So I don't really see an issue with the makeup or the hair per se. I really think the issue is with the corset top, the mini skirt, and the dermal piercing, all of which Kim never addressed. But, you know, it was still interesting to hear her talk about the backlash, and it looks like she is going to be a little bit more cautious when it comes to what she lets North wear out in public, especially at such a young age. It's not like she's 16 or something. She's 12. She's not even a teenager yet. So that's what she had to say about that. Alrighty, guys, let's get into the final topic I wanted to discuss, which is everything with regards to Kim's ex-husband and father of her 4 children and the controversial rapper himself, Kanye West. So by now, I'm sure we all know that Kanye West has bipolar and he refuses to get help or treatment for it, and it's ultimately what led to him and Kim's divorce and kind of the demise of his career. Things have calmed down a little bit now, but there was a time where he was saying such crazy stuff, saying that like black people chose to be slaves, and he would like be really like anti-Semitic, like saying stuff about Jewish people. Like he said so many offensive, crazy things about like just different minority groups. And then on top of that, he was also exposing so much about Kim and the Kardashian Jenner family, making up lies. Recently, he posted a betrayal list, and his daughter North is on the betrayal list of people who've betrayed him. That's honestly insane. He's clearly very mentally ill. Okay, we know that by now. And he recently came out with a documentary called In Whose Name? I haven't spoken about it yet. I haven't actually watched it, but I saw clips about it. It's a documentary that covers 6 years of his life from 2018 to present. There was 3,000 hours documented, and in this documentary, Kanye is portrayed through all of his brilliance and breakdowns and triumphs and turmoil, and it looks like a mess from what I've seen. Anyway, in that documentary, we see Kanye having manic episodes and yelling at his family members, yelling at his wife Kim, yelling at Kris Jenner. Like, he is being really intense and aggressive in that documentary, so we definitely got a little peek behind the curtain into what Kim was dealing with, and it looks like it was really difficult.
I'm off my meds for 5 months now, and now I got albums coming out. I got a #1 record. I'm Ye again. I have like literally a spiritual connection.
You said you were coming to Chicago. I find out on the internet you're moving to Chicago.
A lot of motherfuckers don't be taking me serious.
You said we were gonna move into your mom's house, so my bad for not taking you seriously.
I don't feel comfortable here.
Okay.
That's give you some space.
That's totally fine. You know, I don't know what triggered this for you to feel this way.
It don't matter! It does matter! It does matter! It does matter!
It matters to us and you. It doesn't matter what the internet says. It matters what we think. Yay.
So what do you think? Did you have an effect on my mental health?
Yes. Yes. I'm saying yes. And I love you. I love you.
You can't change my mind! You, none of you can change my mind! It ain't about my life. It's calling on my life.
But at some point, it's a reality that people say no. People say no to me on a daily basis, and I don't just start screaming and throwing a tantrum. That's just not normal.
That's my personality.
But your personality was not like this a few years ago.
But with regards to what Kim had to say about Kanye, she was asked various questions about him, and through that we learned some information. Basically, she said that when it comes to her divorce, the hardest thing that she could have done was leave. It would have been easier for her to stay because she really loved Kanye and she wanted to help him, but you can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. Kanye refused to have treatment, refused to be on medication.
When someone isn't willing to make changes that I think would be super healthy and beneficial, it makes it really hard to continue on in a relationship that can be toxic.
And during their marriage, Kim just didn't feel safe. Not like physically, but just like she had no stability because he would just say anything about her and her family and their children. And there was no privacy. She didn't know what he was going to share. So she didn't feel that sense of security there. But also financially, they had joint assets and he would make huge financial decisions when he was in a manic episode without even telling Kim. She tells a story where one time she came home and all 5 of her cars were gone because Kanye just gave them away to his friend. And apparently this was a common occurrence. And Alex asked Kim if her family and friends knew what was going on between her and Kanye, and Kim says that there was no way that they couldn't because they would see it, and Kanye was like rude to her family and friends, and she would just be quiet because she didn't know what to say. But what really made her realize that she had to end that marriage and leave it was when Kanye refused to get help and all of his outbursts and everything started negatively affecting her mental health.
And then I can't parent the way that I need to, and I can't be present and focused, then there's got to be one of us that can. And I had to save myself in order to be a better mom for everyone. And I think when everyone's older, they'll be able to understand it.
And she needed to be strong for her children because they needed at least one parent that was healthy to take care of them properly. So she ultimately chose to leave Kanye because of that. And I think that's really brave of her to share that because I'm sure it couldn't have been easy. I'm sure that would be really inspiring for any woman who's currently in a difficult situation like that, or relatable for any woman that, is thinking about divorcing their partner but doesn't want to negatively affect their kids. Sometimes it is what's best for them. So I thought it was really great for her to be open and vulnerable about that. I also thought it was interesting because Alex asked him what she thinks about the Kardashian curse, which is this thing that people say that any man who dates a Kardashian woman will have the rest of his life be cursed and turned to shit.
I always really hated that. I think it's really unfair.
And Kim says that she thinks it's really unfair to place the onus on the woman when they get with these men when they don't know the issues that they have. Kim didn't know the extent of Kanye's mental health issues when she got with him. They didn't even start presenting so badly until later into their marriage. And it's not like Khloe knew Tristan was going to cheat on her when he did. She didn't know he was a cheater. It's not like Khloe knew that Lamar was a drug addict when she got with him. So the Kardashian curse is unfair and misogynistic. And honestly, I agree. I really do. I'm the opposite. I'm trash talking the men because I'm damn, these women put up with so much with them and love them and forgive them and give them so many chances and stay there with him. But these men just continue to just shit all over them. So I think the Kardashian curse is ridiculous. But anyway, more about Kanye. Obviously, we all know that Kanye has a lot of rants online, especially on Twitter, where he just goes off on these tirades about lots of different people, including the Kardashians. And Alex asked Kim if it's difficult to not respond to those because she barely ever does. And Kim says it is because she sees Kanye spouting all these lies or twisting the truth, and she wants to respond. And sometimes she'll draft a long response in her notes app, send it to her family and friends that they're yeah, that's good. But she just ultimately chooses not to post it because she just feels what's the point? It just adds fuel to the fire. He's going to keep doing this. And ultimately, she doesn't want her kids to grow up and see her parents fighting online. Her kids are already going to have to learn about all of this when they're older, and she wants to be as respectful to their father as possible. Even when they talk about him, she'll only say positive things. If they want to play his music, she'll play it, even though that's really difficult for her.
I used to be so protective and so hide everything. And then, sometimes it's you just can't hide it all. And I better prepare them for what life is going to be like for when they figure it all out.
So ultimately, it's all about the kids for her. And I think she sounds like a really, really great mom. And it's great that her kids have a strong parent because it doesn't sound like Kanye is that at all. I was really, really shocked to learn that Kanye hasn't seen or spoken to his kids in months. So Kim also addressed the misconception that people have that she keeps Kanye away from his kids. And this, I think, was sparked by this rant that Kanye went on saying that Kim wouldn't let him go to his kid's birthday party. And Kim clears that up, basically saying, no, the reason he didn't go to that is because he was invited, but he said he wanted to throw his own party for the kid's birthday. So then later on, he's twisting the truth, saying he's not invited and he can't see his kids. So Kim says that she would never keep Kanye away from the kids unless it was to protect them. But whenever he's going through a bad episode, he usually, you know, distances himself and goes no contact with them anyway. So she doesn't usually have to do that. But that's the only time she would stop him from seeing them. She says anytime he calls, she welcomes it and she wants the kids to talk to him. Whenever he wants to see the kids, she said she's flown with them to see him in one of the various countries that he lives in. Apparently, he now lives in various countries with his new wife.
I think it's all good and we're living our life. And then I just wake up and there's all these tweets about how I've kidnapped the kids. And I'm like, it's not a kidnapping. It's a divorce. You know, like we can still all be in each other's lives. The one thing that just gets me is that there's this narrative that like I keep the kids. I've never once, you know, away from him. I've never once done that. You know, we just haven't heard. I begged them, you know, to go hang out or things like that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was shocking to hear that Kanye hadn't spoken to his kids in months. I did not realize how no contact he was. And it's really sad. You know, growing up, I really struggled not having a dad. My dad passed away when I was 4, and it was really, really difficult. But as I got older, I realized from, you know, meeting people who had absentee fathers that that's honestly worse. Like, knowing that you have a dad out there who isn't being there for you, it's just so sad. So I feel really bad for her kids. I feel really bad that Kim has been going through this. But ultimately, Kim just says that she's strong for her kids. They're such good kids. They're so happy. They love their home and their routine. And when it comes to their dad, you know, even before they separated, their dad was always away touring and traveling. They know that he has a big life. They understand his absence. She's just doing the best that she can to keep them strong, keep them safe. But no, she does not keep Kanye away from her kids. So, you know, she dispelled all of those rumors. And it was really interesting and touching to hear. It's also really interesting to hear how Kim's relationship with Kanye has affected her feelings towards future relationships. She says she thinks it's strange how she's had such a tough time with her marriages. You know, she's had 3 divorces because she had such a great role model growing up with her dad. And, you know, she would think that she would have like picked better. And, you know, times she would like be really hard on herself and feel like, you know, she was the problem, that she'd had this many failed marriages. But she doesn't look at it this way because she was with this man for 15 years. You know, she has the memory, she has all the kids out of it. So she doesn't look at it like a failure. And when asked moving forward if she wants to be in a relationship, Kim says like she's open to it and she would get married again one day if she found the right person. But at the moment, she's just so focused on her businesses and taking care of her kids. She doesn't really know how she could like fit someone in. It would have to be someone that like just fits in with her life really well because she doesn't know how much changes she can make. She says like she commends Kourtney for like her blended family with Travis because she doesn't know if she has the energy to do that right now. But apparently North is really advocating for Kim to meet someone.
I say such positive things about their dad that like North had to say to me, Mom, I think you go upstairs and like, you know, cry at night. Like, it's okay. Like, it's time to move on. You need to have a boyfriend now. Cause like, you know, and I'm like, wait, what?
That was a funny little tidbit. Something else Kim said that I thought was interesting is like how, you know, people often compare Kanye's new partners to her and she doesn't think it's fair to them or to her, but also how it's hard dating because a lot of men don't want to date her because they don't want to deal with her ex. And she talks about how when she was with Pete Davidson, he was such a good man, but ultimately the relationship didn't work out because of all the shit that Kanye was slinging his way. I don't remember all the details, but like Kanye was like saying really horrible things about Pete and going on rants about him and just, it was incessant. So she says that it's been really tough for that and she gets that that's a difficult thing, but when she meets her person one day, he will love and accept her and her kids and her ex and everything that her life entails. So that's pretty much it. That's everything that I thought was of note to talk to you guys about within the Call Her Daddy podcast. Some really interesting stuff. Of course, go check it out if you want to listen to it all, but I just wanted to recap it for you and share my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you think of any of the topics that I discussed. Of course, I'll be coming out with new Kardashian videos soon and the extended versions on my Patreon as well as my reactions to Keeping Up with the Kardashians if you want to check those out. But anyway, guys, that's it for me in this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below your thoughts, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications bell so that you don't miss another upload from me. Check out my Patreon for more bonus content and my social media. I've been posting a lot more on TikTok recently. I'll link that down below. But as always, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you being here. I hope to see you in my next video. And as always, I hope that you have a great day or night wherever you're in the world. Bye!